Hey people, Intro here, 2v2, Median, Jungle and Mines, blue team. It's some Eldar, innit? We got a Farseer, this is dabkuh, a support hero fighting in melee with some powerful buffs and control alongside. This fella apparently translates as Don Quixote, playing a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat with some powerful disruption and support. Red team, Grex, rocking a Force Commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee with versatility, can tank, disrupt and support. Legion of the Damned have shown up. Must be pretty dire for Piero, a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fighting in melee begins. With a refractor shield, can shoot his own fellas in the head to, you know, improve their skills. There's a Death Core of Krieg DLC here. Piero's in the north, facing off against the Warlock, who's able to fleet up and grab this VP, which would be natural for the red team, but Warlock says no at the moment. Here's some las guns coming in, kicking off in the mid, is it? Howling Banshees have found some Marines. Their power weapons a big threat to the heavy armor there. Force Commander trying to battle cry and get the Banshees away. Looks like they have succeeded. Banshees make it out. Had some las gun support there from the double guardsman of the Death Core of Krieg. Don Quixote also has some Howling Banshees. And yeah, it didn't seem like Piero wanted to mess with them. But now they will. Straight in on the Howling Banshees there. We may see some power sword action just so they can get lead by example and some disruption going. Guardsman getting chopped up as it expects. Some more disruption. Here's the Force Commander. Not popping their battle cry at the moment. And Banshees run off. Killed a few guardsmen, but that was it. Probably wasn't worth the attack there. Or maybe they killed enough guardsmen to make it worth it. Back in the south, Guardians all tearing through the scouts there with their shuriken catapults, I think they're called. And the scouts flee. Gonna be alright, fellas? I think they're alright. Guardians can take back the VP. And the red team are getting their natural VP in the north going. And they've capped up the mid completely, and they took out the Farseer. Guardsman building a multi-laser turret now. Trying to stabilize on the mid. We may see the Eldar just kind of poke the flanks a bit now. Although they don't know there's a multi-laser turret there. And they have a shuriken in play, which can help. Disruptor thrown in as well. Immolator Blade would make very short work of the turret. Warlock runs now. Banshees do have an aspect. Are they going to survive this fight, though? Stayed in there too long, and they go down. And they had an aspect. So power was spent on those ladies. Is he going to replace them, Don? Guardians in some light cover. Oh, double Banshees for dabkuh. The Farseer can support them very well, but she needs to be, you know, alive for that. These ladies with the aspect of fleetness. The others are also getting aspect of fleetness, eh? Guardsman capping up the north. Don Quixote. Not sure what the plan is. Don't really have the resources to get another unit up. But they may be looking into some immolate. Oh, there it is. Immolator's up. It'd be very good for that situation because it would make... It's going to hurt the guardsman and it's going to one-shot the turret, basically. Banshee's power bashing. Other one's capping as well. Well, they got the node. And the gens were down. So maybe they got those too. Now Bolt of Fire makes them leave. Double tax in play for Grex. Piero still with just a triple guardsman. Done well with it so far. I mean, a simple strategy of standing in the middle with a turret, but it seems to be working relatively well. Lord Commissar runs around smacking stuff in the meanwhile. And there's the Warlock. With now a fiery sword. Oh, those guys were Inspire Courage on them, so they couldn't run. Now they can run. Warlock levels to 2. Banshee's war shouting stuff. Battle cry going on though. Didn't seem to suppress anything. Sometimes you'll see them war shout the Force Commander to suppress him and then run off and try and fight something else. Banshee's got kind of caught there in a bad spot. I think they're okay. Yes, I think they're okay. The Farseer still down, by the way. There's another war shout from these Banshees. And those Tacks are staying in the fight way too long. Court retreating, and they're gone. Grex needed to get them out there. Thought the Force Commander and the Tactical Marine melee would make them run faster, I think. Or retreat faster, I guess, the Banshees, but it didn't work out. These power weapons, they're so painful. Don Quixote gets some Rangers up. They've given up on Banshees for now. Can the Warlock get to the mid, though, and revive that Farseer? It's clear at the moment. Oh, they're going north, though. They are not reviving. These guys idle. They could go and touch the power, maybe. They already have this. Oh, they're going mid, okay. Shuriken's mid as well. This one's quite damaged. And we see Don Quixote onto the northern VP. And they're going to at least get a decap. Lord Commissar will show up and try and have a word, I suppose. 3 Dasgun shots on those Banshees. They really wanted the decap. And they got it. Warlock really should have gone mid and revived, I think, though. There's the tier 2s for the Eldar. Red team, well, Piero's already there. And Grex is very nearly there. And there's a big old retreat. Shuriken holding everything back for now. And the other Shuriken moves up, and there's a webway down in the mid. Or up in the mid, I suppose. There we go. Warlock's on the revive now. Force Commander trying to face tank the Shuriken. Not working out too great. Banshee's war shouting for some reason. He was already suppressed there, ladies. Tactical Marines with a Sergeant now. Farseer back to her feet, but has dabkuh realized? Level 2 Warlock, almost level 3. They did take out the turret and stuff as well. Banshees can now power bash, which they are pretty good at. Which is handy because Eldar aren't amazing at it in tier 1 otherwise with their units. Grenade. I didn't even kill one. That seemed kind of unlucky for those fellas. Banshees didn't even drop a model there. That was amazing. Ogrins are in play from Piero. These guys wield Ripper guns, which do decent DPS at range, but they're mainly used to crack people over the head with. Can they get suppressed, though? They can. And they used Use Your Red to try and speed themselves up. Didn't work. Double Shurikens. They are kind of tanking it really well, though. That was impressive. They do have super heavy infantry armor, which can shrug off piercing damage quite well. Even so, though, just walking into double Shurikens was pretty awesome there. Falcon up. Oh, double Falcons for the Eldar. Support vehicles that can reinforce and transport infantry and pack some good firepower. Here's the Razorback, which can also reinforce and transport infantry, but doesn't quite pack the same firepower as a Falcon. It is cheaper, though. And it's got a pretty decent heavy bolter on the top. Doesn't have any anti-vehicle damage, though. You can see the Falcon's doing some damage to this Razorback here. They should have both been focusing it down. Not sure what dabkuh was up to. There we go. There's that good damage on the Falcon. Can they finish it? Scouts, what are you up to? Oh, you're chucking a grenade. Down goes the Razorback. Grex is only scout squad now. Maybe they didn't realize how much damage the Razorback would take. Ogrins using Use Your Red, taking out the Warlock. Shuriken gets caught. Rangers could disrupt those Ogrins as they came in. Grex now trying to recover with Tactical Marines. dabkuh with another Falcon. Dark Creepers for Don Quixote. Generally a good way to help counter Ogrins. Good damage, and they can suppress with pinning fire. Decent grenade. Where's the Farseer? I don't know. Must be inside a webway or a Falcon or something. Here's the second Falcon. Yeah, she must be inside the Falcon. Don't think she'd have been in a webway for that long, unless she got lost. Power bashing now, 365 to 352. Grex recovers again, with double tacks. Remains of one of them there. Those guys had a sergeant as well. And of course we saw those others die down here in with the Banshees too long. Level 2 Force Commander, no war gear. These guys have a missile launcher now. Maybe we'll see double missile launchers. Dark Reapers are in with those Reaper launchers they have. Force Commander comes in for some melee. Those other fellas are indeed getting a missile launcher. And a Xenos Power Claw is in for the Lord Commissar. Flak Jacket and Aura of Discipline too. He's ready. Ogrins could tear apart a Falcon if they get close enough. Oh, but they run. But they run. Could have got into that Falcon, I think. Banshees War shouting. Double tacks having to flee. It's going to be difficult for them to bring those missile launchers to bear when the Banshees are the threat that they are. Especially when dabkuh has 2 of them. Just jumped on the remains of a tank there and blew it up. Warlock still down in the mid. Blue team are doing quite well otherwise. These guys are idle. They have plasma guns now, which aren't the greatest against Eldar. Well, they're not bad, but maybe they could have invested those resources elsewhere. Eldar don't really have that much heavy infantry, although Dark Reapers are heavy infantry. Banshees running into a whole bunch of stuff, and a battle-crying Force Commander. Was not worth the push there, ladies, but now they can reinforce off the Falcons and jump inside of them. Here's the Farseer. She needs to revive that Warlock in the mid. Did that shot miss? Oh, they're trying to shoot the Banshees, that's why. Should have been shooting at the Falcons. This one's almost down. Tack's so close to wiping their 9 hit points. Need to run, Grex. No, stayed in play. Almost got the Banshees down. 365 to 272. Meanwhile, yep, plasma guns actually doing some good work to those Dark Reapers there. And Ogrins tore apart one of the Falcons. Don Quixote's one, who has double ranges. Is that right? This one doesn't seem to be selectable unless it's in a webway. Sometimes the roster display just glitches out. Razorback on the way for Grex. Decapping Ogrins. Stealing the power, maybe. These guys idle. They should be bashing the node. At least they're capping over there. They're trying to repair stuff. Dark Reapers and Shuriken shut down by the Basilisk Flare. Ogrins again able to get in. And in they are. There's the kinetic pulse from the Rangers. Yeah, I don't think they had double Rangers. I think it was just a glitch on the roster display. Fire Prism on the way, though, for Don Quixote. And Tier 3 from dabkuh. Grex with an Assault Marine squad. That could be interesting against double Banshees. They don't have Thunderhammer or anything. Uh-oh. Falcons showing rear armor. Double missile launchers coming in. And gets it done. The power of Tactical Marines able to switch their weapons up to combat everything. Ogrins flee. They're still applying a huge amount of pressure here. They should be able to break out, though. They have the Shuriken. There's another Shuriken here. Not really helping. Tier 3 for Piero. Fire Prism is going to hit the field. Webway in the north. Good spot for it to get onto that VP, I guess. What is this? That's Banshees trying to bash the node again. And there's the Assault Squad. Can these guys survive? Fire Prism is in. Red team take the mid back. This webway is still going too. The Rangers spotting these mines dropped in by the Lord Commissar. Grex gets some scouts up to help repair the Razorback, I suppose. Doesn't need repairs at the moment. And a bunch of stuff piles inside of it. Can only put 4 entities inside, or 4 units. I think it's full. Because I think the Force Commander's in there as well. Banshees having a go at the Razorback. They don't have their heavy melee weapon. Oh, now they can go for Marines. There's that battle cry though, and here comes a whole bunch of guardsmen, las guns, and plasma guns too. Lord Commissar goes for the central VP. Grenade went in there. More banshees show up, but it's a rough fight for them. Warlock is down. Still, haven't seen dabkuh go for the revive. They do have spirit stones, so I think they can run in and just use the spiritual rites and revive them. Won't get the XP for it though. 346 to 210. 1-to-1 cap. Shuriken's been caught by a power claw. We have a bright lance in play too. Bright lance trying to get onto the Razorback, but if they're smart enough, they'll just keep it back. Trying to power bash here. Oh, they're going to wipe the bright lance, I think. Oh, he gets away. The bright lance made it out. Farseer is getting stuck into a whole bunch of stuff. And Bullgrins hit the field for Piero. An upgrade for the Ogrins. Although it does take away some of their disruption because you use your red and you gain use your shield. But they're generally tougher and more DPS. And use your shield is some good area of effect suppression. Double Banshees saying hello to the assault squad. Not a blind date that they wanted, I don't think. And they are getting wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. And they're going to die. Grex needed to immediately get them out of there. Immediately jump them out. And they didn't. Seer Council on the field for Don Quixote. They don't have the empowered spears upgrade at the moment, so they can't really damage the Razorback that much. But they see it off. Big VP lead for the blue team here. Fire Prism doing some work. Needs to stay a hell away from the Bullgrins. Those power mauls, I think they're called, are heavy melee. And look at him tearing through those Dark Reapers. Can they wipe them? No. They cannot. Level 2 though already. Of the 2640 hit points. There's the tier 3 for Grex, and dabkuh is getting some Seer Council now. These guys did get their empowered singing spears. Can they get onto the VP there? I don't think the Lord Commissar wants to fight those Seer Council. Fire Prism's done well so far. Lehman Russ on the way for Piero could get the Vanquisher and hunt down the Fire Prism. But there's a bunch of infantry to take out, so Executioner would do some good work as well. Lots of disruption from the Seer Council. And now they can pile in some DPS. Well, some of them can. Lord Commissar was in kind of an awkward place there for them to surround him. And got some help. What was that? Oh, Fire Prism shot. Warlock still down in the mid. dabkuh is not reviving. Look at this. Big misplay there. Don Quixote not really asking for the revive either. Definitely should have revived. Would have leveled to 3 maybe as well. Singing Spear on the way. Some heavy melee for the Farseer herself now. Dark Reapers using the gate to try and get onto the VP. Just cancelled their Exarch there. Lehman Russ is up and Vanquisher is indeed on the way. Farseer just Spirit Stoned. Yeah, Seer Council are such bad news for Marines. There's use your shield. And can they get onto the Fire Prism? Took way too long to start moving. Mine's hitting it too. I think the Fire Prism's done for. The Bullgrins just need to turn around. There we go. And start wailing on it. Down it goes. This Seer Council does not have the spears. That is an Eldritch Storm. With a bunch of friendly fire. That was Don Quixote's Eldritch Storm. I suppose dabkuh didn't spot it. And they almost wiped the Seer Council there. 333 to 82. Triple cap for the blue team. Both of those heroes are down now, though. Farseer down over here. Should have revived the Warlock. GG, says Piero. They still have decent armies, the red team. They just haven't been on the VPs very much. And, yeah, these double missile launch attacks are kind of not doing a whole lot now. There's no vehicles on the blue team. But I guess they can cap. And they still have some bolt guns, eh? Warlock is now reviving. Can the blue team see it out? Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Grex. Piero is still fighting. Immolator Blade sees off a bunch of guardsmen, though. Here comes the Seer Council on retreat path. Oh, Lehman Russ went down. They got the Lehman Russ. Bullgrin's tearing them up. Level 3 Bullgrins. Been awesome. Can they get the Razorback down? They can. Huge burst of damage there from all that melee. There's Use Your Shield, suppressing these Eldar units. Also makes the Bullgrins tougher. Although I think it's only range damage resistance that goes up when they're using it. Kasrkin on the way now for Piero. This might be a good time for the Primaris Psyker for some telekinetic dome action. Bullgrins, you okay, fellas? They're okay. 295 to 23. Now it's red team with a triple cap. There is a webway down here. Kasrkin on the field now, getting their sergeant. Those guys can switch their specialized weapon freely. Just need to wait the time. And they're going for plasma guns. Lord Commissar found a Guardian Exarch leader guy. And he didn't have a good day. They may have been letting him die to get fancier stuff. Dabkuh is floating loads of power. Doesn't quite have... Oh! Farseer dies. Dabkuh doesn't quite have the requisition to use it, though. Not sure what Dabkuh was looking at there. I'm not sure. Because these are Don Quixote's Seer Council. Oh, these guys are capping down there. Maybe they were doing that. There's that big Aura of Discipline heal, which is very handy. Level 2 Seer Council. Where are the other fellas? Still level 1. 21623. Going to be 2-1 here. Piero needs to get these guys off this VP quickly, which means trying to grind their way through this Seer Council. Kasrkin now going for the decap, are they? Oh, they're chucking a grenade. It's a good one. Kasrkin needs to get onto that VP because they're fast capping. Looks like the Lord Commissar is going to do it, though. Land Raider Redeemer. There it is. Already taken a bunch of damage from the Seer Council and from that Bright Lance, though. Terminator Force Commander in play now. Seer Council are wiped. Those were Dabkuh's Seer Council. Scouts are there to maybe repair a bit. 4 VPs for the red team now. Can they hold on? I don't think they... No, that Bright Lance got away there. Got into the webway. I was not expecting some claws to come out. I guess it was pretty handy against that Seer Council. Destroyed the webway. There's the remains of the Fire Prism as well. Can they hold on to this 2-1 cap? They thought it was over. So did I. Piero even GG'd. Well, I don't know if they can stop this. Something needs to respond. Something is responding. Lord Commissar goes down. Rocket Run is thrown in. Doesn't really get great hits. Got some good hits, though. A couple of the Seer Council got hit. Bullgrin's doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Not popping Use Your Shield. Maybe it's on cooldown. So they stopped the cap, but there was still a decap. Something just wiped as Banshee's wiping. Another Seer Council coming in for Dabkuh. And look at the red for Dabkuh. They could drop a nuke on that Land Raider and take it out. Fire Dragons, nope. Cancelled by Don Quixote. Now a D-Cannon cancelled. Now a Wraith Guard. It's a decent choice, I think. Farseer levels to 3. Eldritch Storm. I was used on the Guardsman. Those guys can stop those retreats with the execution. I don't know if Piero's going to do it, though. Should have been used on the Land Raider. Wraithguard are going to hit the field soon-ish. And probably just use that webway to get north, I would think. Farseer can't take on that stuff all alone. Banshees need reinforcing. Their Seer Council are in, but they're idle. Now they're moving. dabkuh struggling to use all of their units effectively at the same time in the late game, where you're under a lot more VP stress, especially when there's a triple cap against you. Don Kihot getting their natural VP back. You guys getting your fancy spears? You are. So you have 2 heavy melee Seer Council on the field, and the Wraithguard and the Bright Lance. That's more than enough to deal with the rest of that Land Raider. It's getting repaired though. Level 4 Bulgrin's Aid, 3,200 hit points. That's a unit right there. Warlock is down in the north. Nothing used the webway. I thought Don Kihot would go straight for it. Seer Council just piling in, trying to get some damage. Or Tark dropping. Can tie up the Tactical Marines. Oh, they're sky leaping her immediately. That was weird. Seer Council runs away 50-4 on the VPs. Bright Lance is not going to survive, I don't think. Nope. Oh, something just got murdered over there. There's the Force Commander Terminator just died. Grex has tons of resources. Could get a tank up. I hear Wraithguard doing Wraithguard things in the north. 36-4. Kashyyykin just not getting suppressed. Oh, there we go. Eventually. They did change the Wraithguard recently. They fire a bit faster now. Makes them a bit more maneuverable. They can respond to flanks and stuff a bit better. They didn't change their DPS. They adjusted the numbers so that the overall DPS is the same, I think. Now they're trying to power bash. And now a Lehman Russ says hello. Bright Lance is going to wipe. Seer Council go for the infantry. They should be going for the tank, I think. Wraithguard doing a good job by themselves. There's the Basilisk Flare, and there's the game. Red team get it. They get it with a double cap at the end. They're level 3 Farseer. Level 4 Warlock. Terminator Force Commander was back to his feet at the end. And a level 8 Commissar. Did well, this fella. Some sloppy plays here and there. Maybe some newer players in this game. But it's good to give them a shout now and then, eh? It was a fun one. Land Raider did some awesome work in the mid. If that went down, I think the Eldar would have got it done. But there were some sloppy plays from dabkuh. They seem to lose situational awareness a few times. Which happens in Dawn of War 2, especially if you're a newer player. But there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.